Hello, Acid Rainers. I am joined today by Duckworthsound. Hello. Thank you for being here. Been all over the world, but finally made your way to a prestigious venue such as the Bag Factory.
This is honestly a vibe. It smells like this is sick. This is a sick little spot.
We think so too.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Nice, man.
We can get straight into it. So you've been at this now. You're 26.
That's my. I think we need to update my website. Yeah, 29.
29. Gotcha. But you've actually been at it since. Well, tell us.
Yeah, I was probably 16, 17. That's kind of when I had like a first release that was picked up like a bit of traction. It was on a label and it was a collab with DID.
Gotcha.
Looking at it now, it's mental because he's like huge. He's absolutely huge. So it's like, how did that come about? But yeah, no, started that then, and then I've got had a couple releases following up, like the tune with 4B, Descent, which is Diplo's label, which was for me like unreal at the time. So that's kind of how I got started off there, and then I just kind of tried to keep the momentum up myself. Not necessarily the easiest thing to do when I didn't really have a clue what I was. I had no manager, like no real idea. It's just like I like making music, and I didn't know anything really. I was just like so young, like had no understanding of like the game, the industry.
We're actually going to touch on Diplo later on, so we're going to left round to that. Would you describe yourself as having like one big break moment? Obviously, you were playing festivals at 18, so
I wouldn't really say I've had like a big break moment at all. Really, like I think for me, like I'm someone who's always like I just always want to do more and do the next thing and climb up more. So I think I always just look at like, everything I've been able to do. That's you.
The birds agree.
Oh, that was a chirping off. Yeah, I think, I don't know, I always just kind of, things happen and I like process them and like, that was cool. But I think if I had to think about it, like, maybe like Rampage Open Air, that was a couple of years ago, I think 2023, because that was like the first festival that was like a proper festival, and it had, you know, big outdoor stage, and just, it was like, yeah, it was just crazy for me like to be able to do that. It was just like, it's just nuts.
And of all the places you've played, all the countries,
there's been some fun ones. Like the thing is, my memory is so bad. Like they're all so spaced out. Like I done one called It's the Ship. That was like a festival when I think I was 19. It was It's the Ship in Asia, and that was really cool because it was literally just a cruise ship for 3 days. It was just absolute, just mayhem of the time. Well, it was just madness. That was really fun. There's a couple cool spots I played in Tokyo. Really enjoyed. I really love Japan, but it's just amazing there. The vibes are always good. The energy's really cool.
The dance crowds in Japan,
it's
something else.
Yeah, it's like they're so passionate. They literally love, like, you go there and it's like they all die hard for being there and that, which is like amazing. But I'd say in the UK, honestly, for me, like I played Ministry a lot and I loved it, but I've really enjoyed the couple shows I played at Cable.
Okay, cool.
Cable really like the both times I played. It's a little in memoriam.
I know, yeah, literally.
The 2 times I played there, the energy was like insane, and I don't play a lot outside of London. So for me, it was like being able to come up here and play. The energy was just like nuts.
And obviously, you're quite Manchester aligned yourself.
Yes, Manchester United fan. I've been told not to wear this on the streets in Manchester, but
you're fine in half the streets.
I'm doing it. City fans aren't real.
Well, you mentioned Ministry of Sound, so I think that takes us nicely onto a long friend of Acid Rain, which is Dread.
Yep.
How did you two actually come together?
So, funnily enough, there was a friend of ours who was a producer called Barely Royal. I think he's under Sovereign now, Sovereign DMB.
Oh, so he was barely Royal, but now he's full on Sovereign.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I've only just realised that's right. That's mental. Yeah, I didn't clock that before. So I saw that he had a track with Dread, and at the time I just had a little work in progress, and I was like, I messaged him and was like, can you just get me in contact with Dread? And he was like, yeah, just email him. And I think that's how it kicked off, and I think I got his number, and I sent him a tune. This was back in maybe 2019. The original idea was god-awful. I'm so glad we didn't actually do anything with it. But the vocals we then had, I made 3 or 4 different versions of it. As we just started working on, I made different stuff. I think we just started speaking more about what we like. He, as much as he is known for like, you know, being a part of, like being the MC for Miney Lang and all the stuff he's done in drum and bass, it's both like awesome. He loves all genres. He just loves bass music and dance music. So chatting to him, I said the same thing. Like, I found myself in very multi-genre. You know, I'm quite aware like the stuff I do is a little bit different. It's just, I don't really know what it is, but it's just not absolutely on the nose of what people love in the UK. I think the UK's got a lot more like multi-genre, but I think I'm just a little bit out there. But I think Dread liked that, and the more ideas to send him, the more we got to work. And I said to him I had a show at Ministry, and I said for him to pull up, and the energy was great, and I just said we should maybe start doing this for more shows. I think it was maybe like a year or two, just doing a couple of bits at Ministry, and the first tune we done, the original vocal he sent me, ended up being New Era, which was the tune on his album.
Gotcha.
On Crewcast, it was so sick to finally get that out. Finally make a track that was worth it. Like, finally make a good enough beat for it. But yeah, we done that, and I think the more stuff I was making, and I was kind of getting turned down from labels because, again, it just didn't really fit what labels were looking for. It wasn't British enough to be on this label, but American labels, it was like, it's just not what we're looking for. I get it, my sound was just not right at the time, but we kind of just said, let's just do it ourselves. So we had a pretty long, I think it was a couple months of spitballing names and ideas, and we came up with Duckplates, and
It's a good name.
yeah, that's literally like how we got into all that. Like, yeah, like it was all just through literally the love of like getting to know Dread, and it was all just through the love of like multi-genre.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you mentioned the multi-genre stuff, because like the first thing that struck me, obviously I was a fan of you before I knew we were doing the interview, and my best one was the Kendrick Lamar flip, not like those.
Yeah.
And it's very obvious when you look at your SoundCloud the genres that you're into, because you're flipping, right?
Yeah.
And I was actually wondering whether the name Duckworth had anything to do.
It's really
Kendrick.
It's really funny because when he dropped that album and the name was on there, I woke up to messages from people being like, "This is one." I was like, "It's." I wish it was like an amazing story. It's unfortunately extremely boring. It's just my second name.
Okay, can I just... Well, you have that in common.
Yeah, I spent all this to Kendrick, hit me up. I need vocals, please. Maybe a wedge of money to fund up.
Well, I think that love of multi-genre and flipping is definitely carried over to Duckplates.
Yeah.
I was listening to the Skrillex and Diplo flip that's on there.
Ah, yes, the one from Voltone. Yes, yeah, that's really good one.
I'm a big Skrillex fan, so
Yeah.
you were ticking all my boxes, basically.
Yeah, that Voltone is amazing. He's a friend of mine. He's an incredible producer. He's also 1/3 of Ultralight,
Okay.
B&B trio now. They just played Rampage. He's soaring. So big ups to Felix.
Cool.
Voltone's amazing. Yeah.
So is there any genre that you wouldn't touch for a flip? I listen to.
Honestly, no. Like, I really just, when I open like my laptop to work on music, I go in like, right, I'm gonna make this, and then like 2 hours later, I'm sitting there like, what am I doing? Why have I gone this way? And it's like, that's fine. I think sometimes I do try and, like, if I've been listening to loads of a genre, I'll then try and make that genre.
Okay.
Work off that. I really, like, if I listen to something by someone I'm inspired by their stuff, be like, how did he make that? What's so, like, that's really unique. That flows really well. I'm going to see if I can do it. You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I find my genres that I think I do well.
Yeah.
And there's definitely some I don't do as well, which is why I tend to steer more clear of them.
Okay.
But I don't think anything's off the table necessarily. It's just kind of like, if I'm in the mood for it and I think I've got an idea that I'm going to do, I'm going to try and do it.
I'm interested in your production process. You seem like someone that thrives with collaboration, working off of other people and stuff like that. And there's a lot of hip hop influences. The Ludacris Potions one is quite popular in SoundCloud.
Yeah, that was a really fun one. So I went to LA at the start of last year.
Cool.
And I've got some friends out there, and I can't remember if it was before or whilst I was out there. No, it had to have been before. But I think the tune, someone mentioned the tune, and I was like, it's a really good song. And I was just, something in my head just kept going over that whole like, yeah, I was like, I could do so. And literally, I think I got back that night and I just went straight into it. I was like, oh, I know exactly what I could do. It's the same as there's a tune that we have that isn't, we can't get it out. We did put it out kind of on a thing called Blacklisted Dubs. I've done the same thing with Sierra, Missy Elliott, 1-2 Step. It was the same thing. It was that hip hop thing. I was like, this would sound really good because of the BPM that the kind of the American hip hop in that era was at the time. It's like, you bring up the pace. You make it a little bit more pacey. Then it just works.
Yeah, just works. I'm like, it makes sense what you were saying earlier about how your sound wasn't quite ready for the UK market. But like in my eyes, what you've done is kind of bridge the gap, and you've put like a UK garage flip on stuff, and it just works.
Yeah, that's sick to hear. Yeah, I think that's what I try. I've got a lot of, I think I've had a lot of US influence. Like growing up, and the music I started making when I like first started was a lot more American style. At the time, I think it was more like this between like Big Room House, Jersey Club. I think it was called Jump and Terror, which was mental back in the day. So that's actually how I met like some of my friends here. Isaac, Duke and Jones and that.
Sure.
We started out doing like a lot more of this crazy kind of big room and jungle terror sound and stuff, and that was a lot more kind of Americanized or European. Wasn't really big in the UK sound, but yeah, I think I've always just been attracted to it. I think more so because I think there's a big market out there.
Yeah,
always it's a dream to always go out there and obviously try and do that. So maybe one day, like I say, yeah, bridging the gap is kind of maybe I think that's what the stuff does.
It's just that's all good. So I told my group chat that we'll be talking today.
Cool.
I've got a friend who's a fan of yours, his name is Ben.
Okay.
So I asked them for some questions.
Yep.
I was hoping it would be music related, but it's not. It's mostly ducks.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about some ducks?
Yeah, let's talk about some ducks. Yeah.
So from my friend Bobby, how much is a duck actually worth?
So it depends on the currency. It depends what country you're in, and it depends on if there's anything going on in the world for wars, mate.
You can really the chain of supply.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's straight. It's closed.
Yeah,
price has gone up, but it's crazy.
From Ben, who is the one that I was actually expecting some real critical questions from. He says, Daffy or Donald?
Oh. Daffy.
Fair enough.
Donald.
Donald. Going back?
Donald, yeah. Backtrack. Donald. It's got to be Donald.
And from my friend George, even I couldn't answer this one. What is your favourite duck breed?
Mallard.
Mallard.
That's the only one I know.
Oh, also
the only one I know. Mallard. Mallard, yeah.
The last thing I wanted to ask you about is what's coming up for Duckplate, what's coming up for you.
Cool.
Where can we see you?
So Duckplates, myself and Dread MC are releasing quite a few songs this year on the main label. That's our plan, and then later in the year we kind of want to grab the tunes that we didn't get time to put out this year and put them all together with the tracks that did release on the compilation.
Cool.
Going to try and get some remixes of the tracks that we put out this year as well. We've got one coming out next Friday, 1st of May, pull up. So again, it's another multi-genre one. It's a bit of everything in there. Going off that, and then Duckplates Free, which is the kind of not sub-label, but it's our free network that we put on SoundCloud for the bootlegs. We're just trying to keep that stacked up for the year.
Nice.
Some cool releases coming up. We've actually got an original going on there as well, which is really cool, from an up-and-coming producer. So really hyped to get them on. We've got a couple more Box Park pop-ups down in London with Duckplates. We do them on Thursday nights, and we either collab with other labels or we bring in a special guest. We're excited to get them on. We're hoping to do a really cool one in the summer with Box Park. And outside of that, fortunately not as many shows as I want. I wish this show, you know, maybe one day. But
and I do know if
I think we should make an accident in it. I think we could make it. I would be very keen.
Well, we'd be happy to have you.
Very keen. Thank you. Yeah.
And we have to shout out as well. The lead up to this week, while I've been working, I've been listening to Duckplate Radio, and I've been really, really enjoying it.
Thanks.
If folks,
actually, you reminded me that I need to record. I've got 6 days to do it. I'm like, right, I'll do it on the train.
It's a great showcase of new music.
Thank you.
And I love that it's as long as it needs to be to showcase that music.
Yeah.
So it's uncompromising.
Yeah, for me, it's, like we all, I wish I was full time with music, but we all have lives, we all have other things on and that. So there's some months where I think you don't listen to enough music that comes out in the month, and I think that was the reason I've done radio. So people that want to go gym or want to go on a walk or just need it for a drive, if they listen to it and they're like, oh, this is the stuff that came out this month, they might find something they like.
Yeah.
I like to try and put all the genres in I can, necessarily to how long it is and if I can fit them all in.
Yeah, some Duckplate stuff on there as well.
Yeah, it's always about showcasing the people that we got coming through Duckplates, because the community's building and the people that have on there so supportive, and Duckplates wouldn't be going, we wouldn't create if I didn't think I had this. I know so many artists who I think deserve spotlight, and I just think the industry is it's just at a crazy point right now where it's like some people think you have to be on a label. A lot of people now are just doing it independently. A lot of people are more about the social media side of it, and I think everyone is in a bit of like a head spin. I mean, I know I am with most of it. It's all crazy. So I think being able to provide something like Duckplates free to artists where they can then put stuff out and feel like they're a part of something and building community with me is something that I'm like really, really proud of. And I know Dread is as well. That's the whole reason why we don't want it to just be one genre. It's a multi-genre. It's about the energy. It's not about a genre. It's about the energy that these tracks provide, that these people that we're putting on can bring. So that's like where we're with it.
Respect.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers.